How'd it feel, Theo? You finally got your plaque.
I plaqued. You got
your plaque.
I plaqued. Feel like, I mean, it was good. I think what I was saying when I was drinking after, it just like all came to me.
Yeah.
I've had so many like almost large successes in this sport. That it was good to finally get, like, because I had the 3/4 in world championships, which was like sweet, but so I never took anything home. Almost made the Olympics, had like a decent run at the Olympics 2015, got dumped halfway through. Like, like all these times where I felt like I was a deserving player of like, not that I like care that much anymore because I'm old about like getting accolades or whatever, but it's nice. Tell my wife it's nice to just have like something somewhere.
Yeah.
It happens to be embedded in the pier, so that when I'm older, I'll be like, hey, you know,
that's true.
Now that I'm an insurance salesman or whatever, like, at one time I was pretty good at this volleyball thing. I had this cool thing to look at. So it's not. It was just kind of nice to get like one lasting, like
a validation that you didn't really need, but it feels.
Good. I would have needed it a lot, like,
and that's fair years ago. But I feel like some players without, like, a lot of times it's the Olympic status thing, right? Like Furbringer and Nick Lucena, and Nick before Phil, they were kind of like underwritten because they didn't have like get that Olympic title, and people kind of like throughout the history kind of forget like how great they were because they don't have that one thing or whatever. And I can definitely say that that's fair, like that. You are definitely on the list of guys that should or could be on that pier, the guys that could have been at the Olympic, guys that could have been podiuming at world champs. So I think it's all right in the volleyball world to like have you on there solidified.
Yeah, I think I'm like I like when there's justice in the sport. I like when the best teams win in the Olympics. Makes me happy. Like, and I was like, it's a little bit. I feel like I belong on the pier, especially. I mean, I don't know if I've dropped more than like 1 or 2 sets even in the first 2 days of Manhattan the last like 4 years. And we had that nightmare game against you guys, but I feel like I've been ready to win it.
The final?
No, the semi. 4 years ago was the semi. We were up 16-12 after winning the first set. I gave Trevor a little butt slap.
Yeah.
Which backfired because you got all freaking fired up. And then you guys switched because I was feeling really good. You guys were serving me.
Yeah.
And then you went right to Kame, and you proceeded to block him like 5 or 6 times in a row. And I was just like, oh, shit, what have I done? Like, that was on me, for sure, for changing the dynamic of that.
If we could only know if the butt slap didn't happen, would it have turned?
We'll never know.
I mean, Trevor was done at that point.
That was a pretty bad
butt slap?
No, choke job, I would say. Speaking of which, pretty similar this tournament with Chase and Miles being up in the second set.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. What was the score?
It was the same thing. It was like 17-13.
Oh.
And
from what I'm heard, they're lucky they escaped. Not with like
Polinsky.
a 17th or
Polinsky,
because Bill had a swing. But that's always tricky.
Really?
They're kind of high off the Olympics.
For sure.
You come back. I don't know how much they had been training and whatnot. So I thought if they survived that first day that they would have a chance to get to the semis or the finals, and they played well after that. But I guess I'm just being more political than Trevor, calling it a choke job.
Yeah,
this guy's played great. See, this is why I hate interviews and I just say stupid shit, because once I hear myself talking just boring generic information, I'm like, this.
That's why I like podcasts.
Hate myself.
It's just like comes off more as just like ideally just like having beers and just hanging out vibe versus like saying the politically correct thing, which is I can't stand people doing interviews like that anymore. It's like, we worked hard and put all of our effort out there, and we can live with the results, and like it's like we know.
Just all the platitudes, just wasting everyone's time. It's like when there's like a scandal, and then like, okay, never mind. I wanted to say about that.
You should say it. That's it.
A scandal such as the Andy and Miles firing their coach, and then you come out with like the PR statement after, and everyone's just like, here we go, like it doesn't represent their values, and like there was miscommunication. You wish the other party the best, and everybody.
Yeah,
it's the most boring thing on the planet, and it's like, to me, it's like worse than anything.
Yeah.
And I guess I've watched enough basketball growing up and sports that I'm just like, oh, here we go again. And it's fun when there's someone like Shaq who just like says something. So I always make sure there's something in my head. Like I had one interview in Portugal where the announcer was calling him the Rocket, and I was like, if I get a chance, I'm asking, why the hell are you calling Trevor the Rocket this whole tournament? And I asked him, and it was like super uncomfortable because I don't know if his English was good enough.
What
and
part
I was
of
like,
Trevor represents?
I was like, why are you calling him the Rocket? Is he fast? Does he jump high? Like, I'm really confused. And he's just like, yes, he's great playing. Like,